I started doing some, I had a Northwestern student intern do research on all the Great Lakes sea chanties and stuff like that, because I've been in fire. And so I started singing them at various events. In fact, the local preservation society said I was doing the club circuit, raising money, and with singing just a song or two of historic value. And then I got inspired by the good Lord, in fact, to do it, and then it went on, and eventually we moved to Michigan, and Michigan Council for Humanities got wind of us, and we applied. They had a big contest for all the bands in Michigan that went to interpret Michigan's heritage, and we were honored to become culture bearers. And we were flown out to like the Beaver Island in the middle of winter to provide culture. And all over the Great Lakes we ended up going, and it was just so much fun. And then, of course, I became director of the Henry Ford Estate, and then I started doing the same thing, singing Henry Ford songs. And you'll hear some of those things. They tie into the Great Lakes. He's not only in the National Maritime Hall of Fame, he's also a person that dug a lot of holes in the ground because he needed sand for casting his engines. Millions of engines were cast, not just Ford, but out of all the sand that we have out of sands now. The park there, also up in Muskegon, there's a new park that the Land Conservancy has just opened a year ago, and then just also this last year, the acquisition at Rosie Mound of another 340 acres, with all wonderful parks with beautiful lakes that no development around them because they were owned by the sand operators. So anyway, I ended up doing my program for the Council for the Humanities was 3 centuries on the Great Lakes. Of course, now it's 4 centuries because it's not turned a century. Henry Ford was one of them. I started off with En roulant, my boulot roulant, en route, French voyageurs, and I had and I got funding for 3 big voyageurs canoes. We took young people all over on Lake Michigan, and man, they were singing like choir boys, and these rich North Shore kids of Evanston and whatever. I mean, they were all kind of very sophisticated. But by the end, they were singing and enjoying the joie de vivre of the 18th century. We made all the costumes. Well, at any rate, and towards then, I started impersonating a lighthouse keeper, Edwin James Moore, who was 40 years at the lighthouse. And I had a hat like this, and then I had a peacoat. Well, we did a movie on the lighthouse, and it got publicity in the Chicago Tribune. And one of the descendants of Captain Moore read it and said, "Oh, they're restoring our lighthouse." So they got in touch with us. And then they saw me doing my little impersonation gig. And they said, "You got to be properly attired." And so as a result, they gave me this beautiful uniform with replica lighthouse service buttons and everything else. And so I've been using that for decades. I don't have it on tonight because I just don't feel like it, because the buttons always bothered me playing the guitar, and I was worried I was scratching the beautiful back side of it. Here, just put that on the back of your book. I think this is my son Ben.
I never got to wear this, Dan.
There we go. He was born at the lighthouse. And then here's Eric Shaver. I was at the Henry Ford Estate, and we had Youth Conservation Corps people, and I don't know how you got wind of my our first audio release. How did you get it?
It was down in the greenhouse.
It was somebody was playing it in the greenhouse, and then I found out that this guy liked my music. I said, "Oh wow!" And then I found out he played guitar, and then we lost our lead 12-string guitarist. I don't know why, but anyways, he was going through divorce and something else. He was married to our minister. Well, anyway, it's a long story. But and then the fill-in 12-string guitarist is back there, and John Jack for the Tri-City Historical Museum. So you see the list, I think, somewhere in of all the musicians or whatever. But at any rate, here we go. And because inspiration comes from the good Lord, I always wake up in the middle of the night and have a tune in my head. Where did it come from? And I have to get up in the morning, and early in the morning sometimes to write it down and record it on my cell phone or whatever. And so anyway, here's a song I wrote called Inspiration, and Diane really, flushed longest river in Michigan, and that's why the French voyageurs called it La Grande River. Rivière, I guess, or something like that. I cut all my French classes on Saturdays, so I'm not like. No, it was good enough that I still can volunteer at the Ottawa County Parks French Heritage Days. Teach young people these French voyageur songs, which are really a lot of fun. But this is a song then I wrote about the river here, Michigan's largest river. I just wrote it, not too long ago. So, Capo 4. Are we on Capo 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I can count. Our grand river, we all know, we abuse, but still have soul. It is a river of history. Down its waters to the sea, it has carried you and me in ways too numerous to count. Now that's the chorus. It's kind of long, but you can sing it because the river carries you too. We don't necessarily drink the water every day, but the water flows into Lake Michigan, and some of it gets blowing north, some of it gets blowing south into the water intakes, and so you are part of the Grand River. If you've been drinking the water here, even you Indiana Hoosiers that just came up for the day. All right, so our Grand River. Okay, let's start. We'll teach you the chorus. Our grand river, we all know, we abuse, but still has soul. It is a river of history. Down its waters to the sea, it has carried you and me in ways too numerous to know.
Good job. The First Nations and blues, for moccasins, for shoes. The river was a place of life and death. Dear blood here was spilled, and
wires to the sea, it has carried you and me in ways too numerous to know.
On the sand before the sea, there's a park for you and me. Its name is Iowa Sands, where nature still runs free and people come to see and enjoy a place that is grand.
On the Grand River, we all know we of you still has soul. It is a river of history. Down its waters to the sea, it has carried you and me in ways too numerous to know. So let us pledge today that come what may, shining fish and we will laugh and play. In these waters now made sweet, it has not come cheap, but the joy of new life is here to stay. Our Grand River, we all know, we of you still have soul. It is a river of history. Down its waters to the sea, it has carried you and me in ways too numerous to know. In ways too numerous to know.
Very good, thank you. I wrote this song standing there on the riverfront downtown, right at the foot of Washington Street. The library and the people at Monkey Bunks of downtown Grand Haven had hired me to sing my songs at 10 a.m. in the morning on Saturday morning. I mean, there was hardly anybody out there. They didn't repeat that program. Live on the Lakeshore, it's called, I think. Waste of tax money. Anyway, other than for me. But anyway, I wrote this song about the dunes. I was looking at, Dewey Hill, with the big, anyway, I was looking at that all the time. So, and I was thinking about the people that saved the dunes. A guy by the name of Jens Jensen, one of my personal heroes, who I wrote a biography about years ago. At any rate, he sent his assistant, Genevieve Gillette, Gillette Nature Center here just to the north. Well, he sent her over specifically to help save the dunes and help the Michigan State Parks. And so, and you're hearing the second verse, my little tribute to Jensen and I sing of the dunes wild and free, created for you and for me, for bobcats and birds, all that you've heard, successions of oaks and pine trees. Now you're wild and free, free to be, wild and free. Jensen, Gillette, and many more saw what these dunes had in store. Refreshment for all who come to their shores. Now millions enjoy the breeze. Wild and free, free to be. Wild and free. Grand Haven lights and catwalk in Paris. The only painting that I know of from Grand Haven, Michigan, and it's not a painting, it's a photograph, that hangs in the Louvre in Paris, is of our Grand Haven catwalk and pier. So when you go there, check it out, make sure I'm speaking the truth. So I have not been able to go to the Louvre ever. Grand Haven pier and catwalk, in Paris these lighthouses talk. They talk to our souls as the waves roll.
over a sweet water tree, wild and free, free to be, wild and free. So why did you come here to be? What did you come here to see? Was it,
Bobcats,
or was it
birds,
when they all are like us, wild and free? This great country, wild and free, free to be, wild and free, wild and free, wild and Dogs have claws that can't be retracted. All the cat family can retract them. And just a week ago, when I was scouting out the tour, I'm getting carried away here, why, I saw what really was a large bobcat or a dune lion clambering up the steep dune. And by golly, when they got to the steepest part, at first there's no claw marks. When we got to the steepest part, claw. And then again, after we got to the top, no claw. That's a cat member. So here we are. I'm speaking like I walk these dunes silently, where ancestors preceded me. For now we have returned. The deer, there are so many here. I feed myself the cubs we rear. There is so much to learn. Where deer in the deer yard up in winter's cold, where stray dogs roam, my nose is told. I prey upon the young and the stags present a fearsome task. Human hunters fill the camp parrots because it's such a beautiful thing to see the citizens say. Well, it has a story in it because that was the only way the Viking could get out there. The Eagles here, their road song, they're eerie high up in the
I'm the old White House keeper.
ignoring signs.
Step lively, boy! I know you're afraid, but there's no use just standing here. Get up like a cat and walk straight down. Like those lights. Right now! Walk straight. Straight through.
To enrich the life of barren shores.
Strap on my neck, grab your hand. I've not forgot my beams in hand, but the waves rise high, they roar and roll. The waves so high, they spray my toes. Hold on, go slow. Past the first light on to the next. The waves now top my iron net. Hold tight the lines and can fuel. For the light, don't be the fool. Walk on sky and waves, they do. Now safe at last, past iron doors, waves pounding steel vibrate the floor. The noise so loud from the waves, music that no one is prepared to hear. It sneers my ears. Tales of schooners going down swirl through my head, but I have found I pray to the Lord to calm my fears, unless the captain's ghost appears. Deep faith by slow as can be. This night, no stars, no galaxies. I ate my bean to savor the hand. The sister wave slam this tin can. Save me, I flee. Now get up like a cat, then walk back to a warm fire that's waiting for you. Don't hesitate, don't close your eyes, or a bold wave may surprise with death's caress. A shore golden. Now back I sing this warning tune that says beware neath sun or moon. Don't walk this pier when waves grow high, for a cold death is always nigh. Stay off, don't scoff, stay off. Don't walk this pier when waves grow high, for a cold death is always nigh.
Hey, Eric. I don't know, when you self-talk in the car, when they say it's the latest wreck on the Great Lakes, 800 people lost their lives, and that's very sad. But it was in the Chicago River, it was not on the lake. Most people, when I'm a street musician here on the boardwalk at Grand Haven, they think it was the Edmund Fitzgerald with 29 people lost their lives, or 29 bells. Well, I say multiply that by 10.
It's 300 people.
Yeah, the problem was that Henry C. Work, who was a famous composer, My Grandfather's Clock, Marching Through Georgia, there are memorable tunes he wrote. But lost on the Lady Ocean, sweeping to wake. You know, I was singing that historic song and somebody fell asleep in the audience, so I decided I better write a new tune for that. So.
I like your song better.
All right, so now we are going to environmental song that was still relevant to this day. It was written 20, 30 years ago. Eric, you want to take it away with Keep Those Lakes A-Rollin',
Okay.
but not down pipeline.
Come on, Great Lakes sailor, cast off your lines. Come on, you Great Lakes lovers, get on board in time. Tell your congressmen in D.C. we're all behind, keeping those lakes rolling, but not down pipeline. How could we sell one golden sunset for his eye to see? How could we part with the lake trout which drink our lakes with me? Lighthouses wouldn't be stranded inland far from the storage shore. The ocean would concentrate and the lakes would sing no more. Come on, you Great Lakes sailors, cast off your lines. Come on, you Great Lakes lovers, get on board in time. Tell your congressmen in D.C. we're all behind, keeping those lakes rolling, but not down pipeline. Those nations that our forebears rode upon their ways, fished and sailed and were transported till they met their graves. Now we want to drain the names to water the west, but our lives are too old. How could we sell our best? Come on, you Great Lakes sailors, cast off your line.
musicians who travel around, and sometimes people pull out, sometimes they don't. And this song, Ashtabula, it's a river of many fish. It's a little town on Lake Erie. And we were singing for that, and I premiered the song. I wrote the song for that occasion, actually. And, well, okay, it was a nice, little historical society gig. And then about, we had a gig then way in southwestern Ohio, I think near Dayton. And who should show up but the president of the Historical Society? He drove all the way down there just to do Ashtabula again. So, at any rate, here's Eric on Ashtabula, River of Many Fish.
Ashtabula, history rolls around that name. Ashtabula, Ashtabula, our lovely home on the lake. River of many fish, on each one I make a wish that all lovers of the lakes will come to see. Her lighthouse and more on Lake Erie's southern shore. She's a harbor of peace for you and me. Ashtabula, history rolls around that name. Ashtabula, our lovely home on the lake. From the blessings of the fleet to the underground railroad, her attractions and museums are should so. A sense of community, a pride in her citizenry that will stay with you wherever you go. Ashtabula, history rolls around that day. Ashtabula, Ashtabula, our lovely home on the lake. So journey near or far, life never is so hard that home port does not ring a bell. Sail past the breakers' roar, feel your spirit soar when a rough lake behind you land. Ashtabula, history rolls around that name. Ashtabula, our lovely home on the lake. Our lovely home, Ashtabula.
Okay, now we're going to try to put you to sleep with a song called Pleiades. Pretend you're out there underneath the stars. The Pleiades is a constellation of 7 stars that hearkened the beginning of the navigation season, and then when it disappeared on the horizon, it was the close of the navigation season. But I used it as a symbol for our 7 Great Lakes. most of you in school learned about 5 Great Lakes, right? So, at any rate, here it is. Tells you the story. Ride the waves in the warmth, fish the shores the year round. They're shallow and deep, full of life, and the sails of her fleets and the crest of her waves cut facets that sparkle like stars. Up high amidst the stars, fairer by far, 7 sisters are called Pleiades, and clustered on earth, twixt the pole and the spur, 7 great lakes are sisters to me. Superior rolls, as everyone knows, through Huron to Ontario, and Lake Michigan and Erie have fame, with 2 sisters less famous by name. Up high amidst the stars, fairer by far, 7 sisters are called Pleiades, and clustered on earth, twixt the pole and its girth, 7 great lakes are sisters to me. Lake Nipigon mounts even the Wolf, Lake Superior, the songs of the wilderness loon, the home of the native and many young moose, and the eerie call of the loon. Up high is the stars, fairer by far, 7 sisters are called Pleiades, and clustered on earth, twixt the pole and its girth, 7 great lakes are sisters to me. And the one I love most laughs at my door, rolls sweetly in spring and the fall. In summer she shimmers, a crystal in winter, St. Clair, the lake love most of all. Up high is the stars, fairer by far, 7 sisters are called Pleiades, and clustered on earth, twixt the pole and its girth, 7 great lakes are sisters to me. Oh. All the way from Lake St. Clair, where their home is, a beautiful home is on Lake St. Clair, to be with us tonight. We're going to be singing all our Christian music at First Lutheran Church up in North Muskegon. And we'll probably sing this one again because it has, I think, relevance to our time when we're ruled by the phone and everything else, all the boom, 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 everyone. So here it goes with Diane on solo, and then hopefully you can hear her words.
How's it start? What? Take your time, don't worry about tomorrow. In the light, go slowly and hope when there is none to see. Let life be your reality, and all the days whether sad or glad, don't let love go slipping through your hand. Don't let love go slipping through your hand. Share more than just hellos along the way.
Thank you.